Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Toshi's Tulpa Guide. Today we're going to be talking about independence and parallel processing. These two subjects go hand in hand, at least in my opinion. So let's get started. So basically, independence and in turn the parallel processing thing that goes with it is the process of taking one big personality tube and breaking it in half to create two smaller personality tubes. You can think of it as taking the brain processing a single thought fully to the brain processing two thoughts at half capacity. You can't increase your brain capacity. Well, I mean, you can. That gets into like the neuroplasticity stuff, which I am going to talk about at some point, but not today. Today we're basically going to be taking the same amount of data and processing it twice through different channels, and this is how independence uh, is achieved for your tulpa. So let's let's kind of start from the beginning here. In the beginning, you're forcing and you're talking to your tulpa. The tulpa is absorbing thoughts and information, and it just keeps going and going and going. This is laying the foundation for the new neural network that is your tulpa. So you have your own thought pattern, a neural network that you process through. When you create a tulpa, you create a new neural network for them. It can be side by side or somewhere else in the brain. And from my research and experience, I believe that when you feel head pressures, which some people call tulpish or whatever, I believe this is actually what's occurring is your brain building those new connections. And this is why some people during the first, month and a half will have almost daily headaches because you're rebuilding a brand new personality network from scratch, which, is okay, and which is the point. So basically, what you're going to want to do when you can is practice seeing your eyes and theirs at the same time. It is very hard to do. You will lose focus. Just keep trying. And your tulpa can think independently of you and has their own neural processing network. So, I mean, you could still read their thoughts because, nothing's hidden from your tulpa. You still read their thoughts, but those thoughts won't be yours. They'll be theirs because it's on a different network. But you have if you think of it like a computer, you have your own network at your house, they have their own network at their house, and then you're connected by a fiber line in between them. Okay? So you can still see all the traffic, just, you know. I know it's weird to think about it that way, but, basically, you're trying to make two processes happen at the same time, which does work. It absolutely works. And this is how tulpas gain their independence. So, a little exercise, okay? A little exercise that we used to do. And I forget where I found this, but it actually turned out to help a lot. So, in our library, um, I would look at one book, she would look at another book, and we would hold the two different images in both of our circuits to the best of our ability. It was difficult. It was hard at first. Just keep at it. And the better you are at that, the more independence your tulpa can gain. Because at a certain point of independence, a tulpa can think for themselves. and do processes in the back of your mind completely independent of you. And it is a huge, huge benefit to work on parallel processing from the beginning. So as soon as you've done what personality forcing and form forcing you want to do, start working on the parallel processing as soon as possible. See, nowadays we can think two different thoughts at the same time, no problem. We don't even have to share them with each other, really. I mean, if I wanted to look at what she was thinking, I could, or she wanted to look at what I was thinking, she could, but, you know, I can ignore it. She can ignore me. And the fact that we can do that at the same time is very interesting. And despite popular opinion, it does not break your concentration. Once you get it to a certain point, you can concentrate. You can try and concentrate fully on something, while your tulpa concentrates fully on something. Um, you're still using the same resources. It'll just drain your mental stamina uh, more quickly when you're both thinking, like doing complicated problems at the same time. But one person can play a video game while another person does calculus. That can happen, and we have had that happen before. Or thinking about a certain problem or the answer to something, or trying to come up with creative solutions while the other person's, I don't know, reading or cooking or doing something. This is a very beneficial skill, and to get the most out of Tulpamancy, I highly, highly suggest it. The parallel processing is very hard at first, but like I said, with Tulpamancy is a lifelong thing. Just take your time, ease into it, practice all the time, and eventually you'll get to the point where we are, where we're basically two brains in one. Which, believe it or not, everybody is two brains in one. Um, where humans are just naturally biologically wired this way, actually. There's a little piece in between the left and right hemisphere that allows signals to travel through. Uh, but if that's severed, you'll essentially be two people in a single body. And that's what Tulpamancy is. You know, it's a little more complicated than that, but it's it is two people, one body. Not two girls, one cup, two people, one body. I don't know why I made that joke, but it sounded funny at the time. Anyway. Anyway, so with the independence comes slowly and gradually as well, just like everything in Tulpamancy, apparently. We just up to it. Sorry, I think my microphone got moved a little bit there. So essentially, the more you practice your parallel processing, the more independence your tulpa is going to get. Yeah, and it'll just grow naturally anyway. But the practicing of parallel processing certainly important, especially in the beginning stages, if you ever want to actually be two people. Um, some people may not want to. I don't know. Tulpamancy is different for everyone and is a subjective experience, which does make it kind of hard to quantify. But from all the people I've talked to with my research, this has definitely helped. And yeah, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say on the topic today. So, and I'm glad you guys are sticking with me through this Tulpa Guide series. And I've had a lot of positive responses so far. So keep them coming. If you guys got questions, I'm not even close to done with this series yet. So we're going to keep going at a video a day until I'm done. And I got like, see, a giant list of topics here to go over. So don't think these videos are stopping anytime soon. So anyway, if you guys got any questions, put them in the comments. If you're still lurking in the shadows, stop that. That's weird. Go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, we'll see you next time, and bye, guys.